These are 3 very scary true someone's outside horror stories. 3. The Backyard Watcher. A girl was home alone when she heard what sounded like fingernails tapping on her window. She was home alone, and her parents had specifically told her not to open the door for anyone, so she ignored it. But when she looked out the window, she saw a dark shadow in her backyard that wasn't there before. Her dog, who was laying by her feet, suddenly got up and started growling and staring at the window. He started acting so weird that she even asked him, "What's wrong, boy? What do you see?" But of course, he didn't answer. Then she noticed something even creepier. The shadow she saw outside hadn't moved at all. It was just standing perfectly still near the fence. So she decided to go investigate. When she opened the back door, her dog immediately started barking and growling. So she quickly closed it again, and that's when she called the police. They came and searched the backyard, but they didn't find anyone. However, they did find some footprints in the soft ground that looked like they were made by a man's shoes. They followed the footprints, and they led straight to the back door, but they didn't find any footprints leaving the yard. So it seemed like whoever was out there had crawled over the fence. But when the girl went outside the next morning to look, the fence was completely fine. No one had climbed over it. Later that day, her mom came home with some friends, and they decided to have a look around. And that's when they found a large kitchen knife that had been hidden under some bush near the back door. It was at least 8 inches long and looked pretty sharp. And even though the police had come, no one had left anything like that behind. So they were pretty sure that this was definitely a warning. But a warning for what? To this day, they still don't know. Was someone trying to break into their home? Or was it personal? To the man by the window. An old man in his late 70s lived in a home that had a large bay window. Every single night at exactly 3 a.m., he would see the shadow of a man standing outside his window. At first, he thought it was a homeless guy who just wanted to take shelter from the cold. But the thing was, it was summer. And during the summer, the homeless rarely ever come out at night. So why was this guy standing here? He continued to see the same man every single night, and it always happened at precisely 3 a.m. So one night he decided to set up a camera to see exactly what was going on. And what he saw on the footage was even weirder than he imagined. It showed the same guy standing completely still by his window. And after a while, the man started to crawl away on all 4s. The old man immediately called the police and showed them the footage. And when they checked the area, they found out that the man in the video had been missing for the past 2 years. His family had even put up a reward for any information about what happened to him. So they contacted them, and they were able to identify the man in the video as him. But they still haven't been able to find out what he was doing there, or how he even got there. 1. The Whispering Stranger. 3 college roommates were hanging out in their apartment when they started hearing whispering coming from outside. At first, they thought it was just the wind, but then the voices grew louder and clearer. One night they were watching TV when they heard the whispers say each of their names. They all looked at each other, scared out of their minds. And that's when they decided to call the police. But when the officers came and searched the building, they couldn't find anyone. They checked everywhere, including the attic and the basement, but they didn't find anyone. The next night the whispers came back, and the night after that, they were even louder. That's when they called the police again. They came back and did another sweep of the building, and this time they found a man living under the apartment's porch. He had a backpack full of clothes and some food, but he refused to talk to the police. They asked him if he had been there the whole time, but he just kept quiet. But when the cops searched his backpack, they found 3 key cards, and one of them worked for their apartment. They also found some recordings of them talking in his backpack, which is how the police knew that he had been there the whole time. And it turns out he had gotten in through an unlocked window. Now watch. I found a mysterious box in my new apartment, or click this other video instead.